Hello Scorpio, welcome to your overview for 2023. This is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, Rising and Venus. Please make sure you check all your placements to get a clear picture of what's going on for you at this time. As always, this is a general reading. It may or may not resonate for all of you. Please take the bits that do resonate and leave the rest behind for somebody else. Alright, now a couple of things, Scorpio. Firstly, there's construction happening next door. You will hear some hammering and drilling. I'm really sorry about that. Secondly, I have to say this, no matter how miserable it makes me sound, I've been working really hard on these videos, Scorpio, and I've been saying this to every single sign. I feel like the channel was doing decently, but the minute I got monetized, my videos were not being shown. Okay, so my videos are not being recommended, and the people who are watching them, I know are interacting with them and liking them. So I know my content is decent, but for some reason the algorithm hates me. Okay, so if you have come across this video and you like what I do, I would request you and really appreciate it if you could just press the like button or share or just press the bell or subscribe, whatever. Any kind of little interaction, even a comment, would really help my channel grow. Okay, I've been putting in a lot of work and I don't regret a second of it because I love what I do, but a little bit of appreciation would be appreciated. Let's just put it like that. Okay, I didn't want to be one of those readers who begged for views and likes and comments, but then, you know, I'm doing this for a living, right? And it's a little disheartening when you don't see results. Okay, let's get to it. Now, I'm going to be seeing the entire year for you through your 12 astrological houses. You don't need to know your birth chart for this because I'm going to give you an overview of what every single house signifies while I'm pulling the cards, right? I'm using the Tarot of the Light and Shadow, and the shadow aspect will show us what it is that you need to leave behind in that theme of that house, and the light is going to show us what it is that you need to embrace. Okay, now Scorpio, interesting. Now your first house is ruled by Aries, and this is the house of your personal identity. This is the energy you bring forth when you enter a room for the first time. This is how people perceive you. Okay, and this could be very different from how you actually see yourself, because that could be your moon sign, you know what I mean? But this could even be like your physical appearance. So you're leaving behind the Five of Cups, which is beautiful because the Five of Cups is a card of pain. It is a card of loss and sadness. And you're embracing the Ten of Pentacles. You're shining. You are shining, Scorpio. Did I call you Libra? If I did, I apologize. You may be on the cusp, or you may be dealing with someone who's a Libra or have it heavily in your chart, but I was tempted to call you Libra, even if I didn't. Now, with the Five of Cups, there is or was something that may have changed your essence. Some kind of loss that may have changed who you are. Okay, it transformed you into somebody brand new in a good way, because the Five of Cups in shadow is exactly where we wanted to be. We wanted to be in the past. Okay, this is something you graduated from. Why? Because the Ten of Pentacles, like I say, every 10 is a graduation in the tarot. Okay, it is something that has been worked on at least 10 times before you reach that apex. The Ten of Pentacles is a card of good fortune. It is a card of stability. It is a card of a beautiful home with happy people in it. Plain and simple, right? So if anything was causing you pain, I feel like you have successfully graduated from it or will be graduating from it. And you are going to be seen as, not just by yourself, but by people around you, seen as someone who is very whole, very abundant, and very stable. Again, this is a vague house because it can encompass everything. We have speculation. Yeah, I feel like with Jupiter in Cancer, it's possible that you had way too many things to deal with, way too many problems to deal with, right? I'm almost feeling like because you have streamlined your focus, you know exactly what you are investing in, where your energy is going. Right, that speculation is having a lot to deal with, and then realizing that this deserves my energy and this doesn't, right? So I always say this, when you have like 5 projects in front of you, okay? And you only have that limited amount of time in the day. You are putting half-hearted attempts to complete every single project on your roster, okay? Instead, if you pick up one project and you put your entire day in that, you will master it. You know what I mean? So this is some kind of focus. And again, Cancer rules the Chariot card in the tarot, which is purposeful movement. It is movement with a particular direction in mind. So you are streamlining something. All right, now your second house is the house of your personal income, things that bring you personal security, financial security, and stability. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. Some of you may have been gamblers. It is possible, not all of you, naturally, but I feel like you're giving that up. But I feel like you're creating your own destiny. What did I say? My goodness, this is a cohesive reading. The universe and God only helps those who help themselves, okay? What happens is sometimes we become very complacent in our lives that, oh, you know, I trust the universe. I've been manifesting correctly. The universe has my back. It will not let me fall, okay? But are you working with the universe, or are you just throwing all your duties onto the universe's shoulders? This is the energy of knowing the difference in between believing that you will win the lottery and actually going and buying the ticket. You are actually going and buying the ticket now. You are putting in the work. And because you are putting in the work, I feel like the universe will come in with blessings. The Wheel of Fortune in reverse can be an unhealthy trustful, okay? It can even be trusting the wrong people. And finally, taking it upon yourself to create your life, not depending on anyone. Egotism. Not getting a bad energy from this. This is Mars and Leo. And independence. It is also possible that someone, what is that saying? It's almost like someone did you favors, okay, and you felt like you were indebted to them for life. There may have been some kind of obligation here, okay? Now this could even just be a boss, right? It could be an authority figure. It could be a father, grandfather, anybody who felt like they had some kind of control over you, right? They were sitting in that ego because they felt like you couldn't do without them. You are doing without them. Independence. Some of you may just literally be leaving a corporation behind and becoming entrepreneurs. And this theme has been so common in these readings. It's insane. But whatever this is that you are doing independently is, well, it's going to grace your second house. It's going to bring in a whole lot of income and monetary success. So put in the work and don't be afraid to go on by yourself if that is what you need to do. Oh, Cosmic Mirror, Seven of Cups, and the Four of Wands wanted to show themselves. I'll keep that in mind. All right, now your third house is ruled by Gemini, and this is the house that relates to communication, travel, wit, intellect, wisdom, intelligence, and all of that. You're leaving behind the Five of Wands. I love this. Now, naturally, this is the energy for the whole year, but while I'm pulling, and up till, I would say, mid-January, Mars is going to be retrograding in Gemini, and this is literally Mars retrograde in Gemini energy. The Five of Wands is competition, unhealthy arguments, conflict, petty debates, and things that just leave you drained, okay? So if I feel like, even if this could even just be your energy, if you've been feeling combative, if you've been feeling like you are constantly having to prove yourself and defend yourself and fight for yourself, and the people around you have been bringing out the worst in you, you are leaving that behind, my friend. So curious to see the world. You see, you've been carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders, and I feel like you were probably the one who was initiating everything in your environment when it comes to even like planning a holiday, let's say. Okay, let's keep it simple. You had to plan a holiday. You're the one sitting and making the itinerary for everybody. You're the one who's making sure everyone wakes up on time. You've been the sober friend. You've been the sober driver. You know what I mean? So I feel like that is coming to an end. There could also be, I'm not going to say too much till domination. Yeah, you see that there's so much combativeness here. I feel like you were constantly defending yourself, constantly fighting to prove your worth, constantly like having to like try and gain the upper hand, and people weren't bringing out the best in you. I truly feel like you are closing out a whole lot of relationships and friendships this year. Organization, yeah, and you're organizing your life. This is Mercury in Capricorn. That's very interesting. Mercury in Capricorn holds itself back. All right, Capricorn is not known for communication, and it's a very Saturnian energy. And what does Saturn do? It's organized chaos. All right, it brings about a sense of discipline. So I feel like you are being very careful about the words you are speaking. You are being very careful about who you are speaking to and who has access to your energy. With the World card, this is closing out a chapter, and this could even just be in one particular relationship or a friendship or a family dynamic, where you felt like this person was just a really negative influence in your life. And you're like, no, I need to take matters into my own hands and I need to close this out because this person is going to keep coming at me. You know what I mean? The World card could also represent travel, especially in the 3rd house. So some of you may just want to escape. You may just be escaping. Some of you may be going on like a world tour. It's possible. Or you may just be traveling a whole lot this time because, you're realizing that your environment may have become toxic. All right, 4th house. I'm pretty sure 3rd house is going to bleed into your 4th. Your 4th house is ruled by Cancer. This is the house of your home, of family, of your ancestors, of your roots, what brings you nourishment. Leaving behind the 2 of Pentacles. Yeah, the 2 of Pentacles is the energy of juggling too much, of doing too much, of constantly having to split your time between multiple things and failing to accomplish those things, regardless of, how much time you're putting in them, because you are not being able to focus because there's too much on your plate. Embracing the 7 of Wands. Yeah, you have a lot of defensiveness here, Scorpio. A lot of defensiveness. I feel like it's a good defensiveness. You are standing up for yourself this year, man. 9 of Swords, because you've been drained, emotionally drained. And it's so funny how every single sign almost is getting this energy of their environment being toxic and wanting to escape from it, I also feel like there could have been, you may have felt that there were too many eyes on you. There were too many expectations off of you. That, Scorpio's going to handle it. We're not going to do our bit. Scorpio's going to handle it. But I just feel like you're done. You're done handling other people's shit. Charity. Yeah, you were being generous. You were being very generous with your time and your energy. Always there to help people. Always there to pick up the pieces. Generosity, you can't make this up. Every card I pull is going to say the same thing. Charity and generosity. I'm also feeling, Scorpio, I'm going to get a light card here just to... Ace of Wands. I'm so glad I did that. There's a freshness coming in. And, this could even just be a helping hand. This could be somebody finally, coming into themselves. Just understanding that you do need help. Someone coming in with that boost of energy to pick up the pieces with you. Originality. So that you have time for yourself. I feel that. I truly feel that, Scorpio. I feel like you're very burdened and you haven't been able to have time for yourself, to create anything for yourself with the Ace of Wands and with originality. I feel like you've been so busy with just, your regular, with your job and with your family and with expectations and chores and all of that. There's been no time for fun and play. There's been no time for that originality. All right, now your 5th house. Ruled by Leo, this is the house of passion, creativity, hobbies, casual dating, romance, playfulness, and children, if you have them or are surrounded by them. Leaving behind the Ace of Pentacles. There's even Libra had similar energies of a lot of aces showing up in shadow, which is false promises, okay, false starts. And you're embracing the 8 of Wands. You're embracing authenticity. I feel like you're done investing time and energy into situations that just weren't going anywhere. You know, the Ace of Pentacles can be like, let's say you've been dating somebody, right? And it's been casual, and then you feel like it's tipping towards a more serious note. And then suddenly that energy just ghosts you. Okay, this is obviously not going to resonate for all of you, but just an example, like a false start. We did see caution. I'm going to take it. And with the Eight of Wands, I feel like you are almost like marching to the beat of your own drum. You're creating your own rules now. I'm feeling throughout your reading, you are cutting out variables, because I feel like people's energies cannot be trusted, right? Because they're not ours. And once we start detaching ourselves from these variables, I feel like we can have more consistency in our lives. We have caution and enthusiasm. That is literally mirroring the cards beneath it. Enthusiasm is the Eight of Wands. This is Sun in Sagittarius. So firstly, there's a lot of travel energy that I'm getting here. Okay, but I'm also getting that because you were cautious, because you have had that filtration system in place, even when, like, you know, you're online dating, and well, I haven't been on an online dating site for the last 8 years, but you know how I feel like it's still there. There are filters, right? The distance or the gender that you're attracted to, or the kind of person you're attracted to, and you know, you would only see results related to that. I'm feeling like because of your past experiences, your filtration checklist is longer now. So the people coming in truly suit your energy, right? And I feel like because you've been careful, because you've been cautious, there are no more false energies that will enter your field now. There are only going to be people who truly want to move forward with you, people who are enthusiastic about life just like you are. Eight of Wands is a beautiful card of communication. So even if you are in an existing relationship and things were just stagnant, right? The Ace of Pentacles can just be like a dormant seed. Like you've planted it, you're watering it, you're like putting time and effort in it, but nothing's amounting to it. You know, it's not growing. I feel a change coming in. Things are shifting. There's movement. There's enthusiasm. All right. Sixth house, ruled by Virgo. This is the house of your health, your day-to-day routine, your to-do lists. Leaving behind the Page of Cups. You know, we've been getting a lot of Cups energy and shadow in the sixth house. So for a lot of you, I feel like your New Year's resolution could either be to cut down on the liquor or to start hydrating more, start drinking more water, you know. The Page of Cups, of course, is an energy of an offer of love to an extent. But right here, you see how he's pouring that liquid out of this cup. So I'm almost getting like you're removing things that are not good for your body. You're finally like aware enough to understand what doesn't suit your biochemical structure. And you're removing it. And you're embracing the stars, which is a card of healing. This is the most beautiful card to get in this house. This is Aquarius energy. Now you see, she's pouring. Now this is the water bearer, right? She's pouring all of that love, wisdom, nourishment into her community. Okay? And healing that community. I almost feel like because you have been, like I said, you've been very careful about who has access to you, the people in your environment will bring about a whole lot of healing to your body and your spirit. Some of you may even be joining, you know, AA. It is possible. If there's been any kind of addiction, you may be joining a support group. Again, not going to resonate for everyone. But this could also be like, you know, you want to start a diet and you call up a friend that, you know, would you do this with me? Because it's going to give me that stick on my head, that it's going to make me, you know, stick to that particular diet because you're doing it as well. You know, and personally, I've done this with my friends. We have this group called The Biggest Loser or something like that. And we share our weights on that particular group every week. And we've decided that whoever wins the challenge after a month is everyone's going to give that person a certain amount of money or a gift or whatever. You know what I mean? Just to like challenge ourselves and to keep ourselves on track. So this is something related to your community that is helping your health. You could even be joining like a neighborhood yoga class or a laughing group. You know how those people walk around in parks and laugh, because that increases your endorphins. So that there's something related to your community that is, well, nourishing your body. You could even actually be a healer. You could be a doctor or even like a spiritual healer. And I feel like you are getting into that field because you've had to heal yourself. You've had to remove toxicities from your own life. So now you're helping other people do the same. Beautiful. We have risk. That's very strange. Saturn in Aries. Eccentricity. Yeah, I feel like this is just a realization of things that were risky for your body. And criticism. Beautiful. Yeah, I feel like, you know, some of you may even be getting into like holistic healing, holistic therapies, something that is very off the beaten path. And with criticism and risk, I feel like you know exactly what is harming your body. You're pointing fingers at it and only retaining the flowers, only retaining your good habits, removing the rest. Seemed like a long shot, but honestly, that's all I got from this. Anyway, now let's get to the good stuff. The 7th house, ruled by Libra. This is the house of your long-term partnerships, commitments, business partnerships, marriage. Leaving behind the High Priestess. Let me push these up a tiny bit because I'm going to have trouble at the bottom otherwise. Alrighty. Leaving behind the High Priestess. Some of you may literally be leaving behind a Pisces. It is possible. But I am getting that you're leaving behind somebody who had a lot of inner demons. This could even just be your own energy. Now, the High Priestess in the light has a lock right here, right? She's the keeper of secrets. No gender in tarot. It is someone who is very spiritually awoken. It is somebody who has a lot of inherent wisdom and operates from that wisdom, okay? But right here, she's a gossip. She is emptying out the contents of that cup, and there are no secrets right here. Everything is out in the open. Sometimes that can be a very bad thing, especially for a Scorpio, because you guys are very private people. So let's say that you were dating somebody or you were in a relationship with somebody and your private life wasn't kept private, okay? This person could have been an over-talker, or it could just be somebody who kind of, let me get the light before I say anything else. 8 of Swords. I need one more. And the 2 of Cups, which is beautiful. Okay. You know what I'm getting? I feel like even though the High Priestess is Pisces energy, it is very Scorpionic. Okay. It is someone who holds back because they're afraid of their energy being wasted, of being misused. Okay. 8 of Swords, usually in the shadow, is a card of being stuck in your own mind, being a prisoner of your own mind. All right. And again, the High Priestess could also be your energy, where you felt like your intuition was being blocked. Okay, you were trapped in something. But you see how those swords are disintegrating, the 4 swords here, and they're making room for you to move forward. So I feel that there is a partnership. Either it is an old partnership that is reinventing itself and coming in correctly, or it is a brand new partnership that gets you out of your head and finally matches your frequency. With the 2 of Cups. The 2 of Cups is literally 2 aces of cups, 2 beautiful cups of love coming together to nourish each other. So if there was anybody around you, any kind of partnership that was draining you, that was just unoriginal, that was just full of gossip and petty arguments and just a whole lot of empty noise, okay, that was putting you in your head, that's a thing of the past. The 2 of Cups is beautiful. For me, the 2 of Cups is a better card than the 10 of Cups or even the Lovers. Devotion. You can't make this up. Saturn in Libra. This is a Libra house. There is somebody coming around or someone coming around. Scorpio, we have protection at the bottom of the deck. Someone who will be devoted or is devoted to you. This is not somebody who's going to come in and waste your time. Some of you may just be really attracting a Libra. It is possible. But this is for the long haul, because like I said, Saturnian energy is very disciplined. It is not frivolous. It is not the energy of in and out. You know, there's nothing fake about the devotion card. It is authentic. It is the balance of yin and yang, and that is exactly what the 2 of Cups is. We can be whole and complete within ourselves, but then we will always lack some kind of trait that someone else can come in and almost complete for us, right? It can make us more whole. Beautiful. Okay. Let's get to the 8th house, which is ruled by you, Scorpio. This is the house of things that we don't speak about in polite society. All right. This is debt, death, taxes, intimacy, other people's money, the occult. For some of you, we have the 4 of Cups in shadow. Four of Cups and the 4 of Cups. You know what I'm getting here? I'm getting that you've been saying no. You've been saying no to a lot of people, or you will learn to say no to a lot of people. And I feel like a lot of this has to do with your money, Scorpio. Because I feel like some people may have thought that, you know, you wouldn't say no to them if they ever asked you for a loan or for some kind of monetary help or support. But I feel like you very quickly are realizing, even with this criticism card right here, that some people have just been taking advantage of you. I need one more here. The 10 of Swords. What did I say about the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords? This is a lesson that you've learned. My father always says, never ever incur any kind of loan, and never ever be in any kind of debt, and never ever lend money to anyone, because that always creates problems. I feel like that's a lesson that you are learning right here with the 4 of Cups, 2 4s of Cups and the 10 of Swords. It's possible that someone owed you something and they never paid up and they just vanished. You know what I mean? Also, when it comes to intimacy, I feel like I said this to a sign before you, that when you are intimate with somebody, you absorb their karma. Alright, I'm talking about physical intimacy. You absorb their karma, and then it's on your head to resolve that karma, right? And that's what I'm getting here. I feel like you're being very careful about who it is that you are relating to, because with the 10 of Swords, you have your own karma that you need to accomplish, that you need to resolve in this lifetime. You know, you don't need more crap. Practicality. Yeah, that's what I'm getting here. Because with Moon in Capricorn, the Moon is literally in Capricorn right now. We have a new Moon in Capricorn today. But I feel like you are almost, even if you can't like help people with your monetary, like you can't help them monetarily, you are almost helping them help themselves. Like you could be inspiring people to work. You could be like, you know how when, at least where I am, you see a lot of homeless people who are asking for money, right? For alms. And if you keep giving them money, it's never going to inspire them to work, right? But instead, if you find them a job, let's say, or you give them a particular opportunity that they can invest in, right? It's going to push them to work. So this is that energy for me. Not giving someone something because you're being spiteful, but you don't want to encourage them to just keep asking. You know what I mean? That's what I'm getting. I'm not gonna spend more time here. Okay, let's talk about your 9th house. This is the house of travel, philosophy, your ideology of life, and spirituality to an extent, and religion. You're leaving behind strength in the shadow. Oh, that was quick. And you're embracing the 6 of Wands, which for me is Sun in Leo to an extent. Interesting. With the strength in shadow, I feel like you were, like I said earlier, you were having to defend yourself, right? Constantly. You see that bow and arrow right here? That is reminding me of Sagittarius, even though this is a Leo card. I feel like your sense of direction was warped because it wasn't your own. I feel like, you know how when we're younger and let's say we're born in a family of doctors, it's just understood that you're going to become a doctor. I don't know why I'm getting that. What if you don't want to become a doctor? What if you want to become a gardener? You know? So I feel like this is you coming to that realization that you need to start focusing on your own dreams, and not dreams that maybe your family had for you, the expectations that they had for you, and those dreams just organically became your own and you didn't even realize it. You know what I mean? Those are not the traditional meanings of these cards, but I'm an intuitive reader and that's what I got. Discrimination. Again, you see that? Choosing your own transformation, choosing your own graduation, choosing your own college for some of you, choosing your own career. Venus in Virgo. Virgo energy is very practical. Virgo energy does not waste their time. And I feel like you're done wasting time on situations that will not fulfill you. Oh, sorry about that. Okay, 10th house. This is your house of career and your public image. This is ruled by Capricorn. Leaving behind the 9 of cups. 9 broken cups. This is so cohesive. Even if one person resonates with this, I'm happy. Ace of Cups. The 9 of Cups is somebody else's wish. Scorpio, it's not yours. For some of you, I'm also getting that if this was a wish and it didn't come true, you're realizing it's not the end of the world. Okay, you may have had your eyes set on something. Let's say you wanted to retire by 35 and you're 36. Okay, just for example. Doesn't mean your world is coming to an end. It means that you can give yourself another year to accomplish that dream. You know what I mean? I'm also getting with the 9 of Cups, you may have thought that, well, this is my life path. Okay, now I'll give you an example. I don't want to make this about myself, but this is the best way I can explain it. I was a baker for almost 14 years of my life. Okay, I built a very solid business for myself. I was well renowned in my country, won a lot of awards, a lot of accolades, a whole lot of interviews, right? I was on the top. After COVID hit, something within me shifted and I decided to shut shop. I quit cold turkey. I've always been a spiritual person. I've been reading tarot for years, but I never ever thought of turning that into a career. But because after quitting my business, I had to go through healing because I had built that baby up from nothing, right? I had to go through that healing. That was my wish. Okay, that career was my wish because I spent so much time on it. I wanted to succeed in it. But then once I shut shop, for me, those were 9 broken cups. That was a wish that was shattered. Even though I shattered it myself, it was still a dream that was shattered. Noctiluca for me is the Ace of Cups. It is a new wish that I want to invest in. So sometimes when we're following a particular path, we may feel that, okay, this is the be all and end all. If I don't succeed here, I'm done. You can reinvent yourself even at the age of 80, my friend. This is a reinvention of your career, something that makes you truly happy. I love getting cups in career houses because if you love what you do, it's going to be sustainable. You will not have to push yourself. Loss. Yeah, you did lose something. You did. You may have lost out on a job. You may have lost out on some kind of investment. And then we have publicity. I wish I was a Scorpio because this reading would have been perfect for me. Some of you may be getting into the public eye. It is possible. Sorry about the hammering. Oh, it's so loud. But I feel like with Jupiter in Leo, this is everything Jupiter touches turns to gold, right? And Jupiter gracing your 10th house is telling you to stop mourning over what is gone and start celebrating the new opportunities that are presented in front of you. And don't be afraid to invest in them, right? There will be recognition in whatever this is. Okay, you see that? Amongst a million stars, that's you. And people are looking at you and admiring your shine. Let yourself take this risk. Okay. 11th house ruled by Aquarius, and this is the house of friendships, your social groups, your community. Leaving behind the 7 of Wands, you see, you have been defending yourself a whole lot. You have been wanting to protect yourself at all costs, and I feel like your community has been at your throat for some reason, for some of you, and you're just leaving that behind. You're letting your guard down, and let's see what you're embracing. The Page of Swords. Again, marching to the beat of your own drum. I feel like you are being very careful about, again, what you're investing in. The Five of Cups, because you have been bitten before. You've been bitten in the past. You're doing some kind of research. The Nine of Wands and the Queen of Wands wanted to show up. I almost feel like some friendships, 2 pages, some friendships may have left you wanting. They may have left you feeling very empty and feeling like you had to constantly defend yourself. There were constant debates and arguments in certain connections and situations. And with the Five of Cups right in the middle, I feel like you're just extracting people who were there for you at your worst. You know what I mean? Like people who celebrated your wins and mourned your losses with you. You're only keeping those people behind. And with the Page of Wands and the Page of Swords, these could be new friendships coming in, you know? People who are curious, people who are adventurous. You may even meet people while you're traveling, because the Page of Wands is the traveler. But again, I see a filtration system in place here. Ostentation. With ostentation, I get people who inflate their own egos to make themselves feel bigger than they are, bigger than you, you know, trying to one up everybody. I feel like that's a thing of the past, because with the Seven of Wands, you don't know, I had a friend like this. I'm sorry I keep bringing up personal stories, but then that's what makes this more interactive, right? I had this friend, for example, I would say that, oh, you know, I grew a flower, all right, and it was so big. And that person, they're not even a gardener, right? They don't even grow flowers. Oh, I also grew a flower, but it was this big. You know what I mean? That is ostentation. And then you're constantly having to prove yourself that, okay, no, I have worked very hard on this flower. Why are you trying to one-up me? You know what I mean? That's what I'm getting. Like unhealthy competition, just for the sake of competing. Someone not celebrating your wins because they want to just project their own as bigger than yours. You know? So if there's been any kind of beginner spirit here with the Page of Wands and the Page of Swords, I feel like people are celebrating that fine, you may not be a master at what it is that you are doing, but they're cheering you on till you reach that level of mastery. Rebellion. I feel like you're being very unapologetic about this. I need one more. Lust. That's really strange. Lust could be, I'm going to get another one. Lust could be just a card of someone who, drama. Yeah, I'm getting such a weird energy from this. Someone who's just very flashy. That's why ostentation came out, and I shouldn't have pulled more because these are just telling me the same story. Someone who creates drama just to have the spotlight on themselves, and I feel like you're not here for it. You're just escaping these situations. You're moving away from them. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. You've got the message. All right, 12th house. Ruled by Pisces, this is the house of your spirituality again, and it is the house of things that are hidden. Okay, this is your subconscious mind. This is the dream world. And you're leaving behind the Seven of Cups. This is beautiful because the Seven of Cups for me is Neptunian energy who rules this house. It is the energy of confusion, of your mind not being at rest even while you're asleep. Embracing the moon. Pisces literally rules this card. Pisces rules this house as well. So you know what I'm getting here. Your conscious and subconscious minds are forming a bridge. For some of you, I'm also getting when you wake up in the morning, you have those couple of minutes where you remember your dreams. You may be writing down your dreams in a dream journal so you can understand the synchronicities and messages that come to you while you're in your dreamland, right? In your subconscious mind. This is the resurfacing of fears. This is all those fears coming up to the surface into your 3D reality so you can work on those triggers. Okay, sometimes when we have poor sleep, we're having nightmares, we brush it off. Oh, it was a nightmare, I must have eaten something wrong. No, it's not because you've eaten something wrong, it's because your mind is suppressing something. So this is shadow work at its finest. And if anyone can do shadow work well, Scorpio, it is you. You rule the shadow world, right? So this is you realizing something. Now let's say I'll give you again a very personal example, Scorpio. I don't know why this is happening today. I don't talk about myself much, but this is the only way I can explain it. I was speaking to somebody, okay, and I was telling them about my fear of snakes. I am deathly, I can't even say the word, it creeps me out. So this person started speaking to me about karma. They started speaking to me about how maybe in a previous lifetime I may have killed one, or a family member of mine may have killed one, which is why now I am suffering the consequences of that action in my current lifetime, where they scare me, where they almost cripple me. Okay, if I see one by mistake on TV or on my phone or whatever, I have to switch that device off for a good hour, because I get so terrified. Even on my tarot cards, if I see a snake, I don't show it, but it freaks me out, right? So this is a realization that fear stemmed from something. And again, this is a very spiritual house. So you may be understanding that your fears may not be your own, you know. Inheritance. What did I say? Come on, man. Saturn in Scorpio. That's you. You've inherited something. You've inherited some kind of trauma. And it doesn't necessarily have to be a fear. It could just be abandonment trauma, right? You've inherited that because maybe you weren't treated well as a child. So this is some kind of realization that you are coming to about why you have the traumas that you have, and that is going to help you successfully overcome them this year. Beautiful. There's a lot more I can say about this, but look up family wounding, look up generational trauma, all right? There's a whole lot of information out there. Okay. We have happy. How beautiful. We don't want anything else, do we? We just want joy, Scorpio. Aries got the same card. That's your focus. I feel like that deep, dark dive that we've been doing into your chart, through all of that, I feel like no matter how difficult this work has been, this transition has been for you, you are being graced with happiness. You see that star right there? That is your inherent wish. I almost feel like if that is what you focus on, okay, now when we are manifesting, right, we make a list. I want this, I want the perfect job, I want the perfect life, I want the perfect spouse, right? That puts a lot of pressure on the universe. What are those things going to bring to you eventually? The perfect job, the perfect car, the perfect house, the perfect spouse. What will they bring to you? Happiness, right? Why don't we cap it off at that? Why don't we let our manifestation just be, universe, I want happiness. The universe knows exactly what is going to bring you that happiness. And that is just going to give it a little more room to play and a little more freedom so that your manifestations can come in faster. You know what I mean? Stop asking for a yellow jumper. I don't know if I told you this analogy in one of your monthly readings. Don't ask for a yellow jumper. Just ask for a jumper. Any sweater. The color doesn't matter. It's just there to keep you warm, right? It's going to bring you the same kind of, nourishment and warmth. So cap off your manifestations. And I feel like it's going to be a beautiful and very, very happy year for you, Scorpio. All right. I got a little emotional when I said that. Anyway, I hope this helped you guys, Scorpio. I will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.